Welcome to Badly Written Boy, a reciting of my teenage years and my 20s, now as a 40-something. How do I remember all these things? I wrote it all down in a diary. Badly. Enduring with me on this retrospective, cringeworthy experience is my wife, who has never read my diaries. Welcome to another episode of Badly Written Boy. We are joined this episode by Jared the Hitman Hart.
Yes!
Who is actually our biggest fan of the show, unlike that imposter Sinead Lyons from last week.
Yeah, he's gone to the effort to watch all of the episodes.
Watch.
Sinead.
Oh, yes! I did hear that bit at the start of episode 15. I'm like, what the fuck? Just going in like totally green. I'm excited. Like, I crammed it in for the last couple of weeks. Like,
That's the kind of dedication that we need.
Yeah, like, I did feel like you did need a bit of a recap of
your
what's
personal
happened.
highlights.
Yeah, well, because this is episode 16.
This is episode 16.
Sweet 16. I've come in now.
Very special occasion for all of us.
I am your first Australian guest.
This is true. And you have been asking since episode 1.
I have. Yeah, and I felt like you guys have tried Australian accents. And I don't even think I can do an Australian accent that well. So here's what I've learned along the 15 episodes.
Okay, what are your highlights?
No one here speaks French. That's fair. Like, you guys have tried some French. I think you said hola at one stage and you went, that's Spanish.
I did.
Excusez-moi, madame.
What else? Your love of scratchies as a child, your love of stationery as a child, your love of swimming, your love buying gifts and then eating half of said gift.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Yeah, you've got me.
So that was good.
And that still continues to this day.
The caravan poem, I thought was good.
Caravan poem.
Yeah, do you remember that? I can't remember which episode that was, but there was a poem about how caravans suck.
Yep.
So that was good. Heaven's Gate. I did not know anything about Heaven's Gate until
did you deep dive?
The cult. Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Everyone like just pin them down and make them ballers. So I'm like, I've had a vasectomy. And I'm like,
not quite the same.
Yeah. Who's put me under? I'm like, oh, you didn't walk me through what you're going to do.
Too late.
Too late.
It's fine.
Darkness. So that was a good educational trip on that episode. Unique fingerprints. I didn't know about that either. When you said babies are born without fingerprints until they apply the pressure.
Yeah.
And then in my head,
Look at me giving all these facts out.
Yeah,
what are you
good.
giving to this podcast, Mark?
20 years of written diaries.
Yeah, all the content. Interviewing people on the plane, that was my favourite.
Oh my
episode.
God, that was my favourite. Do you remember what they were called? Weren't they like Dutch or something?
No, Swedish.
Swedish.
Yeah, Swedish.
It was poor people. You are everyone's worst nightmare.
I think it's when you said those people would not have got on the connecting flight.
They literally would have walked off.
That fucking little UK shit. Get me on the next plane. Obsession for Girls, that's been good. I didn't know waffle stomping until you told me what it was. I didn't know that was a thing.
So gross.
This is where the Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere lingo comes in. I'm like...
Well, what would you call it then, if it's a lingo thing? Or you just didn't know that people stomped waffles down drains?
Come up with a new name for waffle stomping.
Shit in the drain?
Shit.
Is that what I would say in the drain? What do? You took a shit in the drain.
But it's called a waffle stomp because when you stomp it through, it looks like a waffle. Because of the drain.
In the grate of the drains.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like,
It must blow your mind.
Yeah, it does. I don't think I'll eat waffles again. That's why I'll have pancakes. When you read these, it's just surprising how much you little remember.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you just come across as very surprised, like, oh my God, Mark, how could that have happened? And like, you lived it. You wrote it down the next day.
I know, but a lot of it just mustn't have been that eventful for me. But for whatever reason, I've written it down.
And no wristies at this stage at all. Like all these.
No, well, last week there was the porno episode.
Yeah,
where
but
someone was coming downstairs.
You were going to watch it.
So he was gonna.
That could have been bad.
That could have been hilarious.
But that could have been your in as well, like, oh, please, sit.
How many times has that worked?
That would have been way too smooth. And has that worked for you in the past?
You could have had, like, a strategic bucket of popcorn. Would you care for some popcorn? I see it in my crotch.
Just keep a half-empty thing of popcorn down by the side of the seat in the event that somebody should walk
That
up
has
to
a
eat on
hole
me.
cut out, pre-cut in the bottom.
Yeah, I think the Skyhooks did a song about that.
What year are we in?
2004, we're in July. It looks like I'm on my way to Edinburgh. It was a dumb idea staying up as late as I did last night because I was shattered today. I went up to Edinburgh with everything in the house, primarily to get my passport sorted out. We went to my auntie's first, the old folks' home. Netta was busy getting her hair done, which is about as exciting as it gets for her these days.
So hard. So hard.
Hair's on at the home.
She's got dementia. It's so mean.
Very considerate, Mark. Despite not knowing who we were initially, she was delighted to see us, and her mum did her best to hold down a conversation with her, but her memory's gone. She can still recall a few older memories, but her short-term memory is gone, and she still thinks she's going back to the bungalow in Durham Terrace. Still, she appreciated the chocolate we brang, and we went about...
Brang.
Brought? Brang? It was
Brang is not a word.
Brang.
It's Queensland.
Is it?
Yeah, like they go, a brang a carton.
A brang chocolate.
This is the Australian coming out.
No, that's him being bad.
See, not wrong. Still, she appreciated the chocolate we brang, and we went about the day feeling better for seeing her. We went straight...
Pat on the back with our community service. Such an arsehole.
We went straight to the city centre, and just off Princess Street is the pub where we had lunch. I was so full and reluctantly followed the family herd around a few shops, having sorted out the passport business before lunch. We went on this tour of an underground street originally filled in before 1753 as new buildings were placed on top. It had been preserved in the time of the Great Plague and was absorbing enough. Mum paid for the whole day, including the passports, which I always seem to take for granted. See?
I wish you recognise it.
Not totally inconsiderate. Friday the 2nd. Wow, I've been home nearly a week already. I may not have sorted my room yet, surprise, surprise, but I've been busy doing other things.
Ooh, can't wait to
Like looking for jobs. I was on my way to the gym and I saw Dondo.
Why are you looking for jobs if you're going to Australia next month?
I don't know, just desperate for like money. He was clutching a fistful of job application forms. As Shaw's nor Focus have been so kind to even reply to my applications, I questioned where he'd got his. One of them was from Wilco's, which would be good, especially for £5 an hour. That's shit wage.
My first job was £3.30 an hour.
What
At
year-
Domino's
what-
when I was 16.
Wait, is that tripled
2002.
triple for Australia?
No, double.
Double.
If that. Like back then, it probably would have been like $5 an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old?
16.
That's
I'm pretty sure like 14-year-olds
child
here
labour.
get paid like $18 an hour.
What was your first? Can you remember what your first wage was, like hourly?
Back in the day.
Yeah, like as Harrison always
When I was
says,
shoveling-
Dad, in the olden days,
Back in my day, you got 2 shillings.
I got paid in beans.
I hovered along to Wilco's to pick up an application form and some cheap new cool sunnies, retro brown. Do you go with my retro?
Oh,
what?
I might wear them on Monday when I go to Newcastle for Gamble's 21st. Why would I wear sunnies on a night out? I don't know why, but I emailed Anita and Matt and Rach to see how they're doing. Feels like ages since I last saw them. Particularly Rachel. I wish we'd gone out more. Wah, wah, wah.
I bet you do. Cabin fever, that's what it is. Mum just gave it a name, but I think that's what's going on with me. I'm cooped up in this house with a tiny room. I have hardly any mates. I mean, it's such a contrast to what I had at uni. I handed my application forms into Wilco's. You had like 3 friends at uni. It was the same 3 people you went out with over and over again.
I think it's just you run into people more frequently when you're at uni.
Because everyone's in the same.
Because you're all going to like
Yeah.
a lecture or,
Yeah.
or the pub.
A tiny room and nowhere to wank.
No, I didn't share that room.
Oh, the highlight of the day was an email from Anita.
Hey.
She's got herself a job at a landscape practice already. Oh my God, she's such a high achiever. She says I can stay at her new pad after the housewarming party on the 23rd of July.
Hey, what?
Oh, so we'll get to it.
We will. Today was a tiring event. I'd forgotten the endurance needed for clothes shopping.
Jesus Christ, I'm dramatic. So dramatic.
I went to town having another pointless visit to the dentist. I paid Mr. Bettis £7 for the privilege of poking the innards of my mouth with a piece of metal. No way was it £7 for a dental visit.
Back
That
then.
is the dream.
Yeah. What did I pay the other day?
It was $450 for our last dentist visit.
Fuck.
Damn.
With like a clean and a check, but still.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Mum gave me some money to buy some badly needed trousers. Badly needed trousers for a badly written boy.
Yeah, to replace my brown cords.
I got one pair of jeans and these comfortable linen trousers from Berto.
Linen?
Linen? Marcus!
What?
I also got this fancy shirt from a shop regularly misread as I's a nigger.
What was that brand?
It was I's a nigger, yeah. It was.
Oh, no.
Bring up the label of it so we can see.
Yeah, bring it up.
All right, hang on.
It was. It was EIS. I'm sure it was. It was I's a nigger. Yeah.
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 But what, was it like German or something? Or
I've got no idea.
As a nigger.
yeah, there's no way of saying it. But they were always on sale, weren't they?
Yeah, always. Yeah, it was super cheap. That's why we
there was
shot
one
there.
in Eldon Square in Newcastle that it always had signs all over it. It was always about to close down.
I anticipated wearing this top for Gemmel's 21st tonight. I met everyone on the bus on the way to town wearing my new top. My new linen pants. But it was my new shades that caused the most fuss.
Wait. It's brown shades.
Brown shades.
And what pants has he got? Brown.
I think the linen... No, well, we don't know what pants he's wearing. He did buy new jeans, but he does like his brown cords.
I must have looked a right state.
Well, apparently your new shades caused a lot of fuss, so people obviously liked it.
Could you see him walking around just tilting them down like...
He's like, hello,
Hey, how's it going?
hello, ladies. Okay, initially there was just myself, Humble, Gemmel and Elsden, but the rest of the lads would arrive later on. We first went to a downstairs bar called Mushroom, although sadly no mushrooms were available. After a treble vodka coke, you rebel. Back in when we were younger, like a treble vodka coke would cost like £2.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
they would, this is where I think it is, like around near the big market, they would give you like a couple of shots when you got in for free.
oh my goodness.
And it was like 2-for-1s when you got in.
Go and get drunk on a
So you would
town.
get like, the Alka-Pops, you'd sit
Yeah.
the straw down and then fold the straw over and then just neck the first one. Like a couple of gulps.
Get wasted for so cheap.
Come in, load you up,
Yeah, and it was,
start some fights, get out.
they might have been by this stage, but they didn't used to ID very much like
No.
when I was a teen.
Wow.
It was great. I went down to Vodka Reds where I bought myself and Gemmel a cocktail. After another cocktail in Prada, we met up with the others who were buoyant after triumph in a recent football tournament. Earlier on, I bumped into Paul Craven, who I was embarrassed to see in my state of fashion.
Pissed as.
Whether, no, do you not mean about your clothes? Yeah, whether or not he was appalled at my get-up, he did not say.
Oh, because he was a rock mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you weren't wearing like rock cool clothes. You were wearing fashion clothes.
Fashion. Eisenegger.
Fashion clothes. But he was keen to get out for a drink on another night with Christina Boyle, another high school colleague who I care not to talk of now.
Because that's shit, I'd been out with her.
Oh, you had?
Yeah.
From then on, the evening was an expensive bore not to be repeated. I'll just say I went to Baja, and if you know where that is, you may understand.
When
Yeah. You would have loved that place, incidentally.
Baja Beach Club.
Yeah.
We had one in Leeds.
you
Well,
write these, like when you write them, like do you just go home at the end of the day and go, ooh, now what happened
Write my
first?
diary.
Like what was the
Sometimes,
process?
sometimes it was the end of the day if I wasn't too pissed.
Yeah.
I probably wrote that the next day.
Right. So breakfast and then diary write.
Probably, yeah.
Morning poo, diary write.
I assume that was the routine.
All right. So we were on to July 6th, 2004. Last night was an anticlimax. Don't look forwards. Don't look forwards to somethings too much. You put an S. You're pluralizing everything.
Badly written boy.
You just get burnt. Okay, that sounded stupid. Yeah, like when you drop an S. It does. But thinking about last night, it was like waking an old memory you thought you'd put to rest. I like going out with my mates. I do. But not too cheesy nightclubs, not anymore. I hesitate only a second in saying even rock nightclubs irk me once in a while. I like gigs, eating out, seeing films, talking to people on planes, not going out.
Did you add that by
Yeah, I did that.
You are just so mature and grown.
See, I found myself. That's what I'm like now.
Not going out with a dozen guys, shouting in each other's ears over some Village People soundtrack. Some Village People soundtrack. What club were you in? The Manhole.
That's what it was.
With some kind of moral obligation to jump the bones of the first chick you see.
Oh yeah, because you do that every time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, honestly, the nightclub is such a forced environment. Venues are cooler, real places, bars with character, rock bars, sports bars, pubs, parks, the beach, chill out. I knew today would be the same as the days which preceded it, but I decided to embrace it for what it was worth. I watched my cat from my bedroom window.
Rock and roll!
I decided to embrace it for what it's worth. I watched my cat from my bedroom window. You say straight yes.
I just flowed into that.
Yeah. He scaled the fence of the neighbours before going one garden further along, then couldn't see him.
Oh, okay. I was hearing this as though the night out had then just sort of flowed into me watching the cat from the window.
Yeah. So
Is it all written on the same day?
Yeah. So yeah, you've had a rant. I watched my cat.
Okay.
I can't see my cat. I clean my room.
Yeah. My brain works in mysterious ways.
I played Half-Life and I'm on the final boss. Then Mum came back and we watched a really poor action movie, but it was okay. And she brought some takeaway on the way back from work. Can you remember the film?
No.
That's okay. Then we watched Road Trip, which is really funny. It was almost as funny as watching her reactions to any scene involving nakedness, masturbation, and dildos.
Yeah.
Great movie to watch.
Probably not the
is a
film
great
that you want to
film.
watch with your mum.
It is a great film.
Do you remember how awkward it used to be when you would watch any film though, like with one of your parents, and a scene like that would appear?
Do you not remember down here though with your dad when I was watching that series? And your dad had come down at like 11 o'clock because he couldn't sleep. And the whole series was about this girl that was like down on her luck and she was a cleaner and it was about that. There was one sex scene in it and it started 30 seconds after his dad sat on the couch. With me. And I remember seeing it happen because she started kissing this guy and I'm like, no, there's been no sex in this whole thing. It'll be fine. It was like episode 8 of 9.
And then they're into it.
And then she starts like kissing down his stomach. And I was trying to explain to his dad, I'm like, oh, this is just, a film about a girl that's down on her luck. And the next thing she's sucking him off. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to bed now. And just left.
And was he like, I will get up in a second.
You started stacking the pillows.
Yeah. No, Jess, are you going to bed in a minute? Just give me a moment.
Good night, Jess. Good night, Jess.
And
Embarrassing.
what was the show?
Made.
And what
It's not worth it for the 30 seconds of sex if that's what you're after. I was just quite amazed.
Which episode?
Yeah, which episode? Season 2, episode 3. 25 minutes in. I was up late last night watching Mary Poppins of all things.
Jesus.
You fucking... Mary Poppins.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, chim chim chiroo.
That is making the cut for the
For the trailer. Teaser, yeah.
Oh, chim chim chim. Love that.
Don't jip it though. It's a childhood favourite. I've dug out a few others too, like Alice in Wonderland, another classic drug movie, Smoking Caterpillars, A Spoonful of Sugar. Yeah, Mary, I'm on to you. Just loading those kids up while you're heating the spoon.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like Peep Show where he's in the sperm bank and he pulls out the picture like the £20 note and he's like, oh yeah, Queenie, all right. And you're like, oh yeah, Mary Poppins, I see you.
Then he drops the note and he's got Elgar on the other side.
I would have liked a job by now. The longer I leave it, the less I want a job and the more pointless it seems. I graduate in a fortnight and that's not the only social obligation I have over this summer. Ronnie's beach party is in the early August. This afternoon I went over to Ben's. We played Mega Drive games and downloaded other classics onto his new laptop, which he was also keen to present. We also watched some of his DVD promoting a range of instruments by a company. Do you know what that'd be?
Oh, he was into like guitars and stuff.
Oh, okay. The drum kits were the most entertaining, and I hope to play them one day. Can you play?
No, we had loose aspirations to like play like proper band instruments because I only ever used to play brass, which wasn't cool at all. Like trombone and trumpet and.
Not cool.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
yeah.
He came over to mine in the evening, and we watched City of God, which he was thoroughly impressed with.
That's a good film.
I've never. Who's in it?
It's a Brazilian film, so it's like subtitled, but it's worth a watch. It's really good.
Yes.
We're gonna have to fucking read. I like to get up in my own time, and although I would have liked to have stayed in bed longer, I knew we were eating lunch out. So was it worth getting up for? Kind of.
At lunchtime.
I'm a man of leisure. We went to the Badger in Ponteland along with Granny and Grandpa. They were about because Phil leaves for his new job shortly, and it was like his last meal. He won't see them again until he comes back up in September for his birthday. After he lives, I won't see him until August 2005. That's something to think about. The grub was good. Steak and our pie with chips, then chocolate and cheesecake for dessert. I thought that after lunch there wouldn't be much else to the day, but there was. We all went to Blythe afterwards to check out Phil's new scooter. He needed to pay for it and sort it out and all the accessories.
Day trip. To go see a scooter.
Woohoo! Helmet, gloves and all. I'm surprised Phil has the coordination to ride a scooter. The weather came over all gloomy, but it was okay because after Granny and Grandpa headed off, we made a pit stop at home and we went off to see a film at the Odeon. It was a new thriller called Godsend and it was a bit average. It had Robert De Niro in it. It was about a boy who dies and it's recreated through the wonders of cell stimulation and is evil. Sounds corny, but it wasn't. Oh, the scares were regularly cheap orchestral dashes, a clear indication of a lack of inventiveness on the director's behalf.
Says Mark the film.
I give it 1 out of 5 stars.
Today I wanted to sort out a new job. It's now or never. Soon there won't be any point in getting a job. I'll have finished before I've even started. I picked up a Harvard's application form and also started searching for a short-term vacancy in a bookies. I went to the gym in the afternoon with Humble again. I felt a little more tired than last time, but I'm glad I've got a new membership sorted. Thinking about going for a swim at Blythe too. The membership allows me to use their pool. I've also got some mini discs at Asda so I can record and make music. I borrowed Sith and Meshuggah off Ben. We had these delicious pepper grill steaks, and then watched Shrek, which was hilarious.
We've gone, how many days? 3 days. 3 days. You've watched
A lot.
Mary Poppins,
Mm-hmm.
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, Road Trip,
Yep, the Robert De Niro one.
Robert De Niro one,
Godsend, I think it was called.
yep, Shrek.
Shrek.
You could not get a more diverse lineup of films. It's it's just all over.
And not very good films.
What was the job that your brother was going to?
Harvard's is like a bike shop.
No,
And-
so what job was Phil going to?
Yeah.
Was that rare?
Yeah, it was probably when he was doing the concept art for Rare.
right.
So that was like the Banjo Kazooie stuff.
Oh.
So Rare did Goldeneye.
Yeah. Didn't
so-
they do Donkey Kong?
Oh, maybe Rare did.
Yeah.
Michelle clearly doesn't care that it's Phil's last night here. She decided to stay at a mate's house after work. Just as we started watching
burn.
the first of the films we had rented, she rang, spelt with a W.
Again.
His spelling has got worse since he got older. And Mum really put her on the spot, claiming quite publicly she could fuck who she wanted.
Wow. Who's she fucking?
I don't know, why is your mum saying that to her?
I don't know.
I need to read this again. So maybe the mate is a boy. Michelle clearly doesn't care that it's Phil's last night here. She decided to stay at a mate's house after work. Just as we had started watching the first of the films we had rented, she rang and Mum really put her on the spot, claiming quite publicly she could fuck who she wanted.
Who claimed?
Was that on the phone?
Was that like Michelle could fuck who she wanted or your mum could fuck who she wanted?
Nah, it would have been Michelle.
No, wait. Which side of the call were you on?
I would have been
mom?
sat in the living room with like Phil.
With your mum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your mum's gone,
See-
fuck who I want.
No. I think she's saying to Michelle, "You can fuck who you want." 'Cause she assumes that's maybe why she's out.
Oh. But would have been like, oh, but yes, dear, you can fuck who you want.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yes.
Quite why she did that, I did not need to know. The films are very good, however. We watched Out of Time, more movies, and Runaway Jury, both action dramas, top draw. Earlier on, I watched Phil pull away on his new scooter. Did he go all the way from the northeast down to, like, was it not like near London?
It was Fareham. It was where he lived. So that's near Portsmouth, which is on the south coast.
He did not go on a scooter. Because it will have been a 50cc scooter.
No, I think it was more powerful. I think he had to do an exam to get that license, but Jesus, that's a long way.
He would not have gone on a motorway
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
on a scooter.
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Your brother surely would not have gone
I'm
on
going
a
to have to ask him about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know which story I didn't follow up on? That one where I'm in the university building
Oh, the tramp.
and then they got distracted by the tramp under the tree.
Oh, yeah, that was random.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just moved on to the next topic.
Yeah, that's what he does. As soon as we get a bit of interest.
It's like watching your cat scale a fence.
That's pretty absorbing.
Afterwards, we watch more Rats. Another movie. We need like a movie count on this.
Yes. This is only 4 days in.
I'll just add a ping every time there's a film, and we'll see what the counter is at the end.
Michelle certainly brightened up since Phil left. I only realised how much when she was enjoying a loud and messy spell that spanned through the kitchen and living room at dinner time.
What's your fucking song?
It was my mum closely complaining.
You can fuck who you want, but not on my kitchen top. I've already started some chronological shuffling of old you. You are so boring. Chronological shuffling.
How would you describe it?
I wouldn't describe it.
It's not your diary, though, is it?
Touche, it is not my diary. Yeah, we then searched for stupid summer field games that were cheap to buy. Not that the weather we're having is remotely summer-like. He bought a game called Sketch. Each participant has a Velcro glove and the ball is thrown between them. The ball is caught with ease because its material sticks to the glove as it makes contact with it. Hence the name, Sketch. How is that hence the name? That doesn't make any sense.
Sketch.
Yeah, but what's the S?
Silent.
You say like it's silent. Not that we invested in it, but I thought my idea to buy cheap remote control cars and film them doing stupid tricks would have been funnier.
Oh my God, how old am I?
21.
I've given up looking for a
15-year-old.
job because you tried so hard.
I did. I put
I
loads
don't
of
know
applications
if
in.
none of the 4 places I've applied for
There you go.
could be bothered to get back to me. I'm as invisible as I sometimes feel.
Mini violins.
4 places over like 4 weeks. That's one job application a week.
Good maths.
For like really boring, but like the really easy roles. It's not you need cover letters and shit. You can just go hand your CV in. You have not tried very hard at all.
Because you've been watching too many movies.
Yeah, probably.
So many movies.
You should have applied for a film critic. Oh, what films have you seen?
1 star. Boom.
I've seen these. July 13th. Don't you just hate those computer tasks that you just can't pull off? You spend hours and hours trying to load something, program it, save a piece of work. Sometimes you might have forgotten something that you would lead to the succession of the task, but you know what? Sometimes it's the computer's fault.
That's still you now. And by hours and hours, you obviously mean 15 minutes.
What a way to explain it.
Then we go to the quotation marks. Oh, but a professional doesn't blame his tools. Shut off! Couldn't be further off the mark. I gotta organise myself to sort out the remaining phone bill, which I've already paid, but need to retrieve my former housemate's share. This could prove more complicated than I knew it would be. But was in denial and thought it might just sort itself out. Well, it hasn't. My difficulty with the computer was that the scanned phone bill would not record as an attachment in a human timescale. I pissed away 2 hours waiting for this thing to work, and in the end, I gave up. The size of the files was inside the allocated quota of the space, but it did not want to operate. Now I'll have to email everyone, tell them that it's fucked up. And we'll probably have
This is a rant and a half.
and we'll probably have to send photocopies of the damn thing up and down the country. Also, today Mum went down to help Phil move in his new house.
Perfect.
Oh my God. Went down to Granny's. I even got to drive Mum's new car. It's bigger than her last one. You feel really high up, and it's faster too, which was initially quite intimidating. Granny and Grandpa enjoyed our company for a while, and then we went home. So I love it. Like, you've driven down. Whoa! Oh yeah! Grandpa ordered this bitch. Hey Granny, hey Grandpa. Well, guess I gotta go. Whoa!
It's a fucking Renault Scenic. If it made a noise as good as that.
Michelle was at work, so we just watched US Marshals by ourselves. Bing!
Good film.
Soon, Mum will be by herself because Michelle will be at uni and Phil has moved out. So he's been moving out for the last few days.
He's gone down on a scooter.
And just been
It took him
oh, yeah, that's right.
It took him 3 days to get there.
You probably passed him in the car.
Yeah. Are you there yet?
I caught up with Ben on MSN. Oh,
MSN. A throwback.
God. I went on Friends Reunited, which I hadn't been on for ages.
That's a throwback too.
What was that?
Yeah, is it like
I think that was...
Facebook before Facebook?
No, because Facebook exists.
Yeah.
But it was a website where you lodge which schools you used to go to and which years you were in it. And then you could trace people that way. So you could set up a small profile, say what you're up to now and... Yeah. Early social media.
Yeah.
Well, I updated my lines, although I never got the impression anyone wanted to contact me.
Oh, it's such a hard done by life.
I've contacted people in the past, but never anyone of great importance to me, except maybe Kate Spedding.
Then why did I register? If I don't want to get in touch with anyone.
No, you just don't think that anybody would want to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes you.
Nobody
Well-
loves me. Everybody hates me.
I feel like this is trending into like you feel like you're lagging because this next sentence is, it's interesting to find how many people are already engaged, married, and already parents at 21.
Parents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I know people now who've already got like 18-year-old plus kids.
And I certainly don't envy them. Not at this age. Wise. That's wise.
Also, he can't get laid, so he's so it's not even really an option. I really want kids. Nah.
I know. Where's that?
That'd be the worst idea ever.
Yeah, where's that box of tissues? Even engagement, I can't even comprehend someone completing me, as they say. This is early on in life. I mean, how much can one have possibly done at 21?
More than me, apparently.
No, you've done heaps by 21. We talked about it in the recap.
Mum, Michelle and I went to the Metro Centre today and town briefly beforehand. Mum was in doomly rage because the folks at the immigration had rejected Michelle's passport photo.
Oh, that is rage-worthy.
The complication is that her passport is a part of the joint application for passports for the both of us. I presume this means that if the application doesn't go through soon, I'm stuck in the country, for the time being at least. Well, another week has passed and I still don't have a job, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if I really want one. On one hand, I'd be good for money and it would make my life more interesting. On the other hand, it looks like the only place left I could get a job is McDonald's. And if I worked there, it would be like selling my soul, as in soul of shoe.
Oh.
I got up close to lunchtime and almost immediately went to Ben's, and also beat him on sensible soccer, having noted his recent trumpeting on winning a league on the game. After I beat him, we went to the shop. I bought my rock sound and also some donuts, Pringles and Twixes. The Twixes were to replace the ones I'd eaten in the house that weren't mine. This is a common tactic of mine, but
Yes.
but not always wise. At the shop, Ben spotted a retro gaming magazine, and the ordeal led to the downloading of a C64 classic, Cops and Robbers, which was a joy to see running once again. Long live the emulator.
Got some more stuff from Granny's today. As I was bringing stuff up from their basement, I imagined myself falling through the rickety wooden stairwell and being impaled by a large splinter.
Quite imagination.
Quite a dark imagination. After that, we sat for a bit and talked about the other Looney Tunes in Netta's Nut Home.
I don't think that's quite...
I don't think that's quite
politically
PC.
Looney Tunes. I guess it's better than you saying retards. Like,
Most of them think they're, wrong there, ready to go home, where they used to live, but promptly forgetting even mentioning it minutes later. Granny questioned the dignity in letting people go on like that. I know when I've been up there, they all just sleep, slouching about like vegetables. Well, I can relate to that, especially in times like this. I have plenty of things I could do, but no timescale, no motivation, no structure to my days. I've lost my independence being home. As rescheduled from yesterday, I was in town this evening for a drink with Paul. I wasn't sure who he was coming with, but it was Simon in the end. Paul met Simon in college. I've met him a few times before. He was pleased with his recent work as a photographer of people, sports teams, proms, etc. He was even more obsessed with his new mobile phone, which he took every opportunity to present. I'm not a big fan of phones. That didn't last very long.
wow.
But this one had a film recording camera, which as far as I can tell from our current level of technology is pretty good. From my point of view, if you want a camera, buy one. A phone's a phone.
Oh, you would not get a joke.
Couldn't see what was happening.
Why does everything have to be a multitask? I was just glad to get out for a drink with some mates, escape my contained life.
Can you imagine when they were coming up with the iPhone? If you were in the ideas room.
Yeah, you're like, nobody wants something that does everything. They want to have 12 different things.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit corporate, doesn't it?
Computers serve the internet. Cameras take photos. Phones just have to do a call. That's it. That's it.
It is the boardroom discussion, isn't it?
It is. I've been getting up around 11 these days, but going to bed at 2. It's a sleeping pattern that wears you out, but when you're unemployed and don't have much of a social life going, it doesn't really matter. This is very sad. So it was quite nice to get a text off Helen.
Oi!
She was wondering how I was doing. It was just what I needed, a little reminder that people like to know how I'm doing, rather than me just being a nobody.
Probably rocked one out.
It's come up on your phone. Helen.
No pictures though, all film.
I think that's how I felt since I came back from uni. I've left an institution where all my connections were, and now I'm a rogue. You said this twice, and you spelt it rouge both times.
So rouge right now.
That's why I'm looking forwards with an S. That's why I'm looking forwards to the back end of this week. Graduation on Thursday and Anita's house party on Friday. I'll be a part of something again. I mean, I realise that I have my immediate family. I always feel like I have to do a dance for these people, though that could be said about different social circles, but you can offer more mystery, more humour, and meet new people. Family know you too well. They know your jokes. They know you're not really that mysterious. You know their jokes, and that they're not really that mysterious.
They know you still eat their chocolate bars.
This one's titled Internet Porn Scandal.
Oh yes, here we go.
I really dislike today. Last night I'd been surfing the net and must have picked up some kind of porn virus.
Oh no, not the porn virus.
These are the lies that you tell your mother when you've been watching porn and you've downloaded a virus. Oh no, it's just...
Mysterious porn virus.
That was just...
How do you get that? I was just on the news website. I wouldn't have gone anywhere else. I love it because some kind of porn virus, or at least that's what Mum is convinced it is. So all eyes turn to me, and I'm once again feeling like the town pervert. As it turns out, the PC had been invaded with a dial-up server and alternative homepage. An auto dial-up was made and charges a premium rate. I had no intention of doing that, but Mum had already made up her mind, as the pop-up claimed to have charged a whopping 64 whatever before she realised what was going on. So what's happened there? Like, someone's hacked in to your computer and put up a page and she's clicked it.
And done like an auto dial-in, so it starts to charge you.
Now she went berserk. Do you know how you spell it?
Please.
Go on then.
Buzurk.
That's going on a t-shirt.
Oh, what?
Berserk.
Berserk.
I'm about to go berserk.
She went berserk.
Now, every time I think of anything to do with porn, the whole scenario pops into my head.
It's only been a day.
Oh yeah, that's Mark, the serial pervert. But don't worry, his mother keeps his genitals in a cardboard box in the attic for safekeeping. I gotta get out of this fucking house, man. It's killing me.
Your next option is to go to Australia and live with your dad, which is going to be no better than this.
Probably not.
I feel like I'm sneaking around and I'm at home. I feel so stupid. I hibernated into my room for a few hours and even left the house. I went to Ben's, who wasn't up for much, so I got a paper and went to Seb's. Seb's doing better. He failed to get the degree, but had been working to resubmit some work so they'd give him one. I'm still coming back to, like, the porn virus. Where was this?
We don't know if your computer was like forever infected,
Yeah.
if your mum managed to get rid of it. I feel like computer viruses aren't so much of a thing anymore.
No,
So
like,
wait, so she-
it was anti. They didn't really have antivirus software.
No, I guess not.
And then
But
they had
we're also a
firewalls
lot
and
more
stuff.
naive, weren't we? And used to click on everything.
Yeah.
Like when in the first days of the internet.
Did they think you surfed porn and corrupted the computer?
I'm making it sound like in there, like something has mysteriously happened, but I'm sure there's every chance I probably was looking at porn.
Okay. All right.
It sounds like your mum got a pop up and clicked it by accident, and she started.
Well, okay, it could have been me, but anyway.
Next one's called Anal Sex, Train Tickets and Cartoons.
Oh, this could be good.
Oh dear.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Another terrible start to the day.
Remember to remind me never to take an interest in anything remotely related to sex when I'm in a 100-meter radius of my mother.
I think that's a give, isn't it?
Until I fixed it, those sex pages kept popping up onto the screen on the computer.
Sex page.
She's wearing me down, man. There's only a certain amount of times you can bear your mother saying, anal sex! Before your ears start to bleed. I can see it. Why is it anal sex again?
Just with the glass of, what's that say? Anal sex. What's anal sex? What's a rim job?
I don't think I'll be able to go into a clothes store for fear of her dancing around the lingerie section screaming, watch out, my son's a pervert! I went to town to sort out my train ticket back from Sheffield on Saturday by myself, thankfully, but I got a wicked deal on the ticket. It only cost a tenner, so I spent the rest on a new pair of trainers. I also got a copy
Instead of paying off your debt as a responsible person should do.
Not time to pay off my debt yet.
I know you'd wait for me for that.
Free money.
Free money. It's not free money. You got two good pages.
They were two good ones.
Funny as.
Porn on the PC. My son's a pervert!
Today kicked ass. I graduated. Mum was as keen as I was to get down there, but once we got to Sheffield, her moods were dictated by her succession in finding an appropriate car park. She eventually parked right next to the Arts Tower, which I was surprised they allowed. I then went straight to get my robe, dead animal, and mortarboard. It was all heavy, and despite the heat, you still felt classy. The crowds began to congregate outside the Union, and once I'd got my photo taken professionally, I got a few with the other graduates outside. I got some with Matt, Anita, and Rach. Michelle and Mum were in some of the photos too, but had also bought the camcorder, so we got some funny shots, like throwing the mortarboard. The ceremony itself was nice. I didn't find it boring because I knew the landscape crew, the architects, and a few urban planners. I wasn't nervous when I collected my certificate and crossed the stage without tripping. Mum and Michelle and I went to Nando's, a Portuguese chicken joint. I'd always wanted to go, and it was super hot food. I hooked up with...
Super hot. He gets the lemon herb version. Ooh, this is so spicy on my white teaspoons.
Medium, thank you very much. I hooked up with everyone afterwards, and we went to Fuzz. It was a special night out called Brighton Beach. I stayed in Tapton Halls with Matt Fordy and James, and was quite drunk. It was most nostalgic last night, going through the familiar sequence of getting lost, getting a kebab, and getting home in the traditional student style by foot. The remnants of the kebab appeared in the fridge, but I left it. It was a lovely sunny day, and once I'd found a cheap and respectable, but more importantly, clean top to wear. Once changed, we went on the tram to Anita's new place. We went to Murray's for some barbecue food and booze. I got burgers and an alcoholic beverage, pretending to have something to do with fruit. Helen appeared later on with Andy. I'm assuming that's the South African guy. It was a cool barbecue, and we went to Fruke, where we were face raped by emotionally unstable associates of the student population. And finally back to Tapton. Face raped?
What does that even mean?
Oh my god.
You didn't get a kiss, did you?
Oh no, but by who? It doesn't say. I don't know if I'm just exaggerating or what.
It doesn't sound like you.
Probably got like a peck on the cheek. Don't rape me!
Me, Matt and James decided to investigate what a Tapton breakfast might consist of, and more importantly, whether it was on the house. After eating what they had available, we eventually got ourselves together and trailed to see what Earnshaw Halls is now like. There's a swanky new bar, but according to the veteran cleaner Earnshaw, and Sorby Halls are set to be demolished to make way for a student village. We then went down to Bar 1 via the Botanical Gardens, which contain the refurbished greenhouses it is famous for. It was interesting since I had monitored its redevelopment through projects and visits. The graduation barbecue was an anticlimax due to the general lack of students. We stayed and played pool and watched cricket. We were joined by Chris, Simon, Anita, Joe, and various others. We went to Aunt Sally's for dinner. Martin Rob came too, and I got the train home. Although Sheffield came to an awkward end, it was nice that Matt had come storming after me after I'd left Aunt Sally's. The lift down to the station off Simon with Anita and James and Matt was really nice. Now back at home, I hope I will be able to keep in touch with these people. It's like everything has been nicely rounded off. I looked around the table at Aunt Sally's and thought, these are the people I know. The characters of my own personal soap opera. Friends of the past, friends of the present. I wonder where it's all going. This is a proper end of season monologue.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like How I Met Your Mother, all sat around a table.
Yeah.
They're just zooming in on you, just going smiling and just nodding. There's just this monologue going off in your head.
Yeah, dappled light coming through the windows, or laughing.
I look
at each
around
other's
at this here
jokes.
table at all these people I have known in the past and the present. Today, I stuck some posters up in my room. Don't know why. I'm leaving in 25 days. I met up with Ben and we continue to dance around the reignited flame of retro gaming. I've been sleeping a more humane, spelled Humain. It makes me feel sick when I actually see these words. Sleeping pattern these days, making the days seem longer. Today I got up at a respectable time of 9:15. I got ready pretty quick, but only to play on Road Rash 3. It was one of the many games I got off Ben on the emulator weeks earlier. I was round his this afternoon messing around with music programs and a microphone I'd given him. We experimented with a program called SoundForge to create distortions on already crazy songs we'd made. He would strum the guitar and I would make up songs and sing badly. We made up this crazy song called Candy Blues. Do you remember it?
I wish we had some sort of recording of these that could still play.
Do you remember it?
No, we would just stuff like Flight of the Conchords. But
Yeah.
they
Just make shit up.
Yeah, it was like that.
We did a spoof Del Monte ad. We sent them to people on the net and they thought they were pretty funny.
MSN.
I was going to say, you sent it just to randoms or what?
Yeah.
Maybe we're onto something. It's just a big joke, really. I found my EJ disc and saved files, so I messed around with my old recordings.
EJ.
I'm going to email the files to Ben so we can lob them on a mini disc. They're not bad. Wrong there. I don't think you've got the right
I've
there.
still got that
ever.
mini disc. And I've still got those tunes.
What would you play on? They're only
Yeah, but you plug it into a speaker.
They're not bad, but you can only achieve so much with pre-programmed samples. It's pretty good if you're lacking in raw talent and want to create something. This evening, I watched a gruesome program on sexual injuries, and it was appalling. Makes you think twice. Yeah, you should just not have sex, Mark, because of all
that's
the
why. It's
injuries.
Just scaring me too much.
Yeah,
Say a virgin.
Poor thing.
I've been trying to organise a night out on Thursday. Foundations Rock Night is not somewhere I've been and it could be good. Michelle is going, her friend Becky, and of my own friends, Michael said he's out, Jamie might go. Michael also said
Gemmell, yeah.
plus Elsden,
yeah.
Elsden, okay, might go. I asked Ben, but he needs to change his shift, and I doubt he'll go because he's a knob like that. I also asked Paul, should be a good night out if things go well. Ben was around today. He brought his laptop just as well because he wasn't going to use our computer. It's fucked with the Doom virus. Fucking hell. So you've got the porn virus and now it's the Doom virus. Jesus. Not a part of the virus I supposedly downloaded, thankfully, besides the fact I can't use the net anymore, which means emails and the games that were on the computer, I don't care that it's fucked. I got my computer and they will keep me occupied. Ben showed Michelle the sound files Ben and I had made yesterday. I think she thought we were nuts and it was kind of embarrassing. I don't know if we'll make any more, but they'll need to be better than that. Oh no. So
One setback. It's like...
you guys, it's like an in-house joke. You guys are like, yeah, this shit rocks. You show one person. You guys are crazy. Oh. I can't do that anymore.
It could have been a sliding doors moment. Like if we hadn't had that negative feedback, it could have gone into amazing things.
Yeah, you could have been Daft Punk.
Yeah, could have been. Tonight I went to town with some of the lads from sixth form, Humble, Jamie and a few others. Michelle was also out with friends Becky, who Michelle likes and I think I fancy. Boy, it was a mistake nicking her number from Michelle's phone. What?
Oh.
Still, I had a good time at Foundation Indie Night and got drunk.
Is that Becky that she's still friends with now?
I assume so.
And you took the number.
It says I nicked the number from her phone. See, that's pretty low.
Fancy her.
Yeah, no shit. I decided to use Michelle's free Odeon ticket to see a film with Matt. I had nothing better to do. We saw Shrek 2 and it was hilarious, especially Donkey, Eddie Murphy's voice. We went home to Granny's, at least for some nourishments. Wank word.
Could have said food.
Definitely could have said food. Nourishments. The walk back was strange due to the conversation with Matt.
Oh, hi, Mark.
He's turning into a player and wondered about my sex life at uni.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Wow. Yeah, you're going to listen to the podcast. I had to talk bullshit. He caught me off guard and I then pretended to myself that it was okay. Wouldn't want to dishearten the kid. Of course, he wants to think that uni is nothing but shagging. Well, maybe it is for him.
It is for most people.
This evening, I felt like a scruff.
I love how he's making it out like he's doing it for him. Like, I don't want to dishearten the poor lad. I'm not going to let him know what it's really like for real people.
I pictured it like the combo from the 40-year-old version. Oh, yeah, boobs.
They're not like bags of sand at all. Then after that, I remembered Paul was going out tonight and once again he contacted me. I told him it would be cool, especially since Christina Boyle was also going to be there.
Christina! Last day. This morning I arranged to meet Seb to go into town. I decided I wanted the Public Enemy CD. I also wanted more footwear, so extracted the capital from a parental source and went about my day. I don't know how you managed to buy so much stuff when you've got literally no money. You're like £3,000 into your overdraft. But when I got to town, I saw the floods of football fans for the pre-season tournament. I changed my mind. I forgot about anything I wanted. I went to the match instead. Newcastle's hosted Rangers who arrived en masse. How have you managed to spell en masse correctly? But you can't spell like
Berserk.
Exactly anything simple.
I spelled nourishments. Right?
Didn't. And commandeered Gray's monument. In the game itself, 31,000 showed up to watch Newcastle thump Gers 4-2. Seb fell on his arse, falling over his seat in a stand. I was glad I went to the game, but still wish I had the money for the others. Later in the evening, Ben brought around Sex Lives the Potato Men, which was crude, but funny. And that, my friends, is the end of July 2004.
Oh.
Any highlights, Jared?
Definitely the porn virus.
Porn/Doom virus.
Doom virus. Porn virus. What else did we learn?
That big old rant was
July?
really good. There were a couple of big rants in there, which I
There
enjoyed.
were, yeah.
Just general anger at the world and anger about how you're not achieving anything, but yet you don't wake up until lunchtime. You spend at least 5 to 6 hours a day playing games.
I think the bit on in my mind on Mum running through the shop screaming, "My son's a pervert!" That's pretty good.
What, the movie count was insane.
It must be 20 thereabouts.
The gaming, But I can't throw stones because I too would watch movies and play games.
But hearing how like lazy and sort of slovenly I am at this point, leading into the year that comes after, it doesn't surprise me at all what ends up happening.
Ooh. Teaser for the future.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That must did come across a bit emo-ish.
You were quite emo though. You have to
No,
change around
emo
some
wasn't a
pictures.
thing. It was indie, and then I was into like my rock and stuff. So it was like Mosher kind of.
Oh, you do start some bands there, some metal bands.
Yeah, so it's I didn't
had
go.
frosted tips.
I didn't go around like dressing like in all black or anything.
No, you had brown
But-
glasses.
brown cords, brown glasses, didn't I? Yeah. And linen pants.
Oh, Lena, you did have those giant like pants that had the big flared bottoms and the loads of zips and stuff. I've seen you in pictures wearing them, like proper Mosher phase.
That was an exciting month.
Yeah. It sounds like a bit of a strain though. I clearly didn't enjoy living at home.
Nobody does. It's the worst going off to university though and being really independent and being able to do whatever the hell you want and then coming back to having to live under someone else's rules.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at that age where you're not quite a teenager, so you're expected to be more of an adult, but genuinely you're still like a kid.
Oh, that would have been a pretty turbulent month for Mum. Phil leaving, me about to go,
Yeah.
Yes.
Michelle.
Fucking whoever she wants.
And there were many mentions of women, but again, another month without even as much as a kiss.
Yeah.
No, he got face raped.
Oh, he did get face raped.
But we didn't work out what that was.
All right. Thanks for the guest
Thank
appearance,
you.
Jared.
Yeah, no, that was
We'll
good.
have to get you on again.
Yes.
Well, we'll see how well received it is. You need at least 1,000 hits on TikTok or you're not being invited back.
You watch me get some bots clicking that link. I got to 1,001. I'm the most popular guest so far.
Just have a play on like loop.
Right, till next time.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
And that is the end of the episode. If you know anyone else with ears or eyes, anyone at all capable of communication, be it through interpretive dance or by other means, spread the badly written word. If you don't know anyone else, put some pants on, go outside, and before they can run away, tell them to click like, subscribe, and follow Badly Written Boy. We thank our dedicated listener base. Thanks, Matt.